This isn't how we planned this mission, but this is where we're at. They started a war, but we're not here to finish it. We're here to make them regret.
It's Commander Shepard's story. That is the Mass Effect trilogy.
He is a soldier with the Systems Alliance. You know, in terms of our story, it's like the 007s of the galaxy.
He is, a very high-ranking human in this kind of universe of politics.
He's like Captain Kirk without the Federation. He gets out there kicking ass. He always seems to be getting himself into life or death situations. He's not too bad with the ladies.
Who said anything about love? I'm just trying to get you into bed.
You ass.
The Harbingers of Doom are these collectors, small bugs that swoop in, poison people, freeze them essentially, as then their really creepy giant bodyguards come in and harvest these living people for whatever nefarious plans they have.
Shepard's in this difficult position because, once again, people aren't listening to him. And there's no specific proof, but there's a lot of evidence to show that something is going on.
When the threat really narrows down on humans in particular, then, even more so, we're on our own, and it's much harder now to get the rest of the galaxy to do something.
Cerberus will stop them. If we wait for politicians or the Alliance to act, no more human colonies will be left.
The Illusive Man is kind of the shadowy figure behind Cerberus.
Cerberus is a pro-human organization. I think of it as kind of a think tank.
It's not necessarily a terrorist group, but it's not far from it.
The Illusive Man, it wants you to form a team to take out the Collectors.
I'm Miranda, Shepard's second in command. On this ship, we follow orders.
So Miranda works for Cerberus, and she's essentially, kind of your right-hand man for all your explorations and adventures.
She's almost like the perfect woman because her father engineered her to be beautiful and really strong and really smart. She's bitter because she's kind of been used and she's not seen for the person that she really is underneath.
If this is a war, I'll need an army.
I've already compiled a list of soldiers, scientists, and mercenaries. You'll get dossiers on the best of them. Finding them and convincing them to work with you could be challenging, but you're a natural leader.
So really the majority of the game is spent trying to find the roughest, toughest, baddest people in the galaxy. You have this couple dossiers, that's all you got. You got to go find it, go to various planets, find them, convince them to join you.
Look, you want me to come with you? Make it worth my while.
We really wanted to focus on making the gathering of the team and keeping that team together and getting them to do what you want. Kind of the key of this game.
You actually have to sit there and think through the attributes of each individual person that you want to potentially bring on board and how that's going to affect how you're going to get through this particular battle.
We want to tell you your story as Commander Shepard, but we also want to give you the stories of all these people that you're spending basically 30 to 40 hours with.
I think the characters that we have in Mass Effect 2 are the most diverse and interesting characters that we've ever had in Mass Effect so far. And Subject Zero, I think, is the best example. We know that we've got a character that is really great when we have people who love that character and people who hate that character.
She's this tough-ass broad, this biotic specialist, swears constantly like a truck driver.
You sound like a...
Once you get to know that character, the way they develop, Subject Zero in particular, the way she is extremely tough, but when she opens up a little bit of vulnerability to you, it is so important and it's so emotional and meaningful that you're very careful not to step on this little bit of vulnerability that she shows you.
The characters have to carry some sort of a human quality, something that we can relate to as an audience.
These are all strangers when you first meet them, and then suddenly you're on this very intimate quest somewhere, and you kind of learn about them as you're questing.
If you dig deep enough, you're going to find out that Morden, the crazy but ruthless Solarian, actually has a pretty good singing voice, if you want to go check that out.
Morden is hilarious. He's a doctor on speed.
Professor Morden Solus?
Don't recognize you from area. Too well armed to be refugees, no mercenary uniform, quarantine still in effect. Here for something else? The plague. Investigating possible use as bioweapon. No. Too many guns. Soldier.
For the love of God, take a breath.
You assume Hippocratic Oath, they're not going to hurt anyone, but he sees it as a larger picture. If he has to kill someone to save 10, he'll do it, and he'll enjoy it.
You're a doctor. You believe in helping people.
Lots of ways to help people. Sometimes heal patients, sometimes execute dangerous people. Either way helps.
You start to favor some over others because you really get into sort of the play style and how they balance against you playing as Shepard. And I think that that does establish a sense of relationship.
Different people join for different reasons, and the people that are part of your squad don't always get along.
Touch me and I will smear the walls with you, bitch!
Enough! Because the characters are so different, they grate against each other, they bring out the best and the worst in each other.
Before you die, I need a name.
Grunt's like a brand new Krogan, very young. He's almost like too excitable. He's like, kill, kill, kill. Stop me, Shepard. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. He's like bulldog on a chain.
You pretty much know what you're getting with this guy, right? He's not going to be a great scholar of Shakespeare. He's not going to be your tactician. This guy's gonna just, basically you just put him out front and say, all right, you go first and we're gonna be right behind you, back here.
So a character like Grunt, when he's standing there, he'll crack his knuckles, like you can tell he's ready to go. Whereas Thane, he's an assassin. He's very laid back, and in fact, so laid back that he'll stand back and kind of fix his suit. So you get a really good sense of what Thane's all about.
I love the species, I love the look of him, and I just love the nature of it. He's sort of this assassin that is, I wouldn't say heart of gold, but he's definitely kind of struggling with his role as an assassin.
This was to be my last job. I'm dying.
There's a huge difference between just recruiting your squad mate and retaining their loyalty.
I may not have believed it before, but I don't have what you do. That fire that makes someone willing to follow you into hell itself.
The end game is completely different depending on whether someone is loyal to you or merely recruited and part of your squad.
In this game, man, if you don't got the loyalty of your teammates and you're not really doing things that are trustworthy inside the game, like real life, man, you die at the end.
In order to succeed at the suicide mission, it's about your characters and how you develop them. And if you haven't developed them, you ultimately can die.